guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Staci-Jo, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about how to be successful in your classes. So it doesn't even matter if you're in high school, approaching your first year in college, or have been in college for a minute. I think these are some super helpful tips that will help you to, be successful and get those straight A's. So before you even go into the video, go ahead and subscribe if you have not, and like this video, and don't forget to turn your post notifications on so you can know whenever I post a new video. All right, let's get into the video. So my first tip to be successful in your classes is to know what is expected from you. One of the ways you can do this is definitely reading that syllabus. I know the syllabi are probably long, but there's some important information in there that if you miss it, it might impact your success in the class. So for example, the syllabus might include the intensity of this class, like looking at the percentages of each assignment. So if something has like a 40% towards your grade, that's going to be a more intense assignment compared to something that has only 10%. The next thing is the grading scale in a class. I know that some classes may have a 79.9 is a for that class. Some classes have an 89.9 as a B+ in that class. So definitely making sure you understand what is a passing grade in a specific class and what is not. So my next tip is building good relationships with your teachers. Guys, this is so important because you really want to start off your year or your semester on a good note. If something should ever come up where you need to submit an assignment late, or just need extra help in the class or extra time to complete an assignment, a teacher or professor is more likely to be lenient with you if you guys have a good relationship already. Another thing to add on to that, recommendation letters. Building those relationships help you to have somebody you can ask for a recommendation letter at some point. For example, in college, you're going to need recommendation letters to apply to grad school, to get scholarships. So having those people who you already have a bond with and know like your work ethic in the classroom and so forth is definitely going to benefit you in the future. My third tip is making sure you're joining those group chats that your class may have. And even if they don't have, like if your class doesn't have a class group chat, get in contact with somebody who is in your class so you can help to keep each other accountable. I know for me, sometimes when I don't understand something or the teacher didn't explain something in a way that I can understand, I'll go back and ask my classmates, hey, did you understand that? And they'll be like, yeah, let me break it down for you. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but that accountability. Somebody in the chat is always going to say, hey, what's due this week? So it's kind of like a wake-up call, like, oh crap, I need to make sure I'm like getting all this work done and so forth. So tip number 4, I think it's so important to be present in your class, not only mentally but physically. Like, go to class. If it's not an emergency, take your butt to class. It is so important, especially for college students. This is an investment, and I feel like you don't want to waste that money you're putting into your classes by missing class because you just don't feel like going today, and just leave it at that. My 5th tip, which is probably the second biggest of all my tips today, is do the work. You're not going to see results or success if you don't put in that work. With anything you do in life, like if you don't do the work, you're not going to see results unless you got some sort of magic y'all want to tell me about. But like I said, do the work. That means staying on top of your assignments. One way I do that is by having an agenda that I write everything down in. So if I have 2 readings due today and I have an essay to submit tomorrow, trust me, they're going to be in my agenda. So when I check my book, I can like check off, okay, I completed this, now I have this left to do. So in addition to that, y'all, paying attention to constructive criticism that you may receive on your assignments. I enjoy receiving constructive criticism on assignments that I turn in. That helps me to figure out what can I do better next time. How am I going to improve from here? Because it's a learning process. Like, I don't expect anybody to know every single thing. Like, I don't know every single thing, so I do need that feedback from my teachers to do better. So with that being said, just be open to constructive criticism because it's only going to help you. The next thing I want to touch on under the doing the work is making sure you're taking notes in your classes. Everybody has your own note-taking habits, but you just have to figure out what works for you. What works for me may not work for you, so definitely figuring it out. And there's no issue with trying out different note-taking habits and seeing which one fits. In addition to note-taking, study habits. Some people may study the day before the exam and be fine. Some people might need to study at least 2 weeks before the exam and, you know, get a passing score or get an A. Guys, studying is important, especially with topics that you're not familiar with or subjects that may not be your strongest. It's important to spend time on those so you can get the information and apply it. The very last tip that I have for you guys is taking mental breaks. Mental breaks, so important. I don't care how many classes I have. If I feel like, you know, I need a break, I'm gonna be watching Netflix for a couple of hours until I feel a little bit better. So it's just figuring out like what some ways you guys can ease the burden of the classes you're taking or the mental stress that comes with that. For some people, it's going on a run, exercising. So just figuring out like, what does that mean for you guys? What is your mental break? Is it reading your favorite book? Is it binging a whole season of Vampire Diaries on Netflix, aka me? But yeah, just figuring it out. I think that is the most important one, because if you're not okay mentally, then it's hard for you to succeed in other areas. So definitely making sure you're taking those time for yourself and, you know, putting your mental health first. So those are my 6 steps for being successful in your classes. Again, this is not just for college students, but, you know, for high school students too. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments and let me know what tip was your favorite. If I didn't mention one that you guys do practice, let me know in the comments and, you know, we'll have a conversation about it. Definitely go ahead and like this video. Turn your post notifications on if you're subscribed, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe and turn that post notification on so you can see all the videos I post in the future. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one.